Warning, this video is for educational purposes only and intended for viewers age 18 and older. If you're under 18, please exit now. Always comply with local laws regarding cannabis cultivation.
As you layer the lasagna, toss in the secret ingredient for that cheating scumbag in his home record side dish next door.
Dude's about to have the last shit of his life.
Scrubbing his guilt away in the shower.
I hear we've got the OG sloth. Slow as hell, but
Next up, we've got a TikTok star showing us how to make slime with their
thank
feet.
you.
I loved you, Suzanne, but then you ate my sandwich.
Maybe.
Hey, you,
Hey,
on the
is that
couch.
Mario?
Are you
Holy
tired of
shit.
boring days and lonely nights?
Yeah,
Need
it
someone
is
who'll just
Mario.
have your
Look
back?
at that.
Well, come on down to Bitch Bonanza today. That's right, folks. We got bitches for sale. All
this
kind of
illegal,
bitches.
dude? What
Skinny
the
bitches.
fuck?
We got them. Fat bitches. Got them.
bitches.
Short bitches. Tall bitches. We got every size you need. Black bitches. White bitches. Red
What?
bitches. Yellow bitches. Heck, even multicolored bitches.
Oh,
we don't
it's a
discriminate
dog
here at Bitch
commercial.
Bonanza. We got nerdy bitches, clingy bitches, sassy bitches. Oh, and that's not all. Are you looking for thirsty bitches, energetic bitches, lazy bitches? You better believe we got them. Don't wait another second. These bitches are priced to move. That's right. Buy one bitch, get another
That's
bitch
kinda a bad
absolutely
deal.
free.
Holy shit.
Here at Bitch Bonanza, every bitch comes with a wagging tail and 100% satisfaction guarantee. But come on down to Bitch Bonanza today, where bitches aren't just pets. They're family. Warning, Bitch Bonanza is not responsible for tooth toys, golden snacks, or excessive tail wagging. Side effects of owning a bitch may include uncomfortable love, slobbery kisses, or random zoomies at 2 a.m. Not melding a face where bitch is misunderstood. Consult your local dog lover before adopting.
Midnight, and the plants just dance. Autoflowers take their chance. Deep down a perfect dance. We watch as nature enhances. Under lights we feel the trance. Busy air flows through the tent. AC infinity's heaven sent. Revelation I won't relent. In this moment no time's been spent. Lights on, it's time to grow. Feel the rhythm as we flow. Watch it rise, the green you know. We'll get high, just let it go. Groove with me. Novacotton on the LED. Yeah, let the buds grow wild and free. We're floating, can't you see?
Hi, I'm Novacotton, and welcome back to Grow With Me, here on YouTube. First off, Happy New Year, and I hope 2025 is off to an amazing start for all of you. Here's to achieving your goals, crushing your resolutions, and making this year the best one yet. It's been a wild few weeks in the grow room, and I've got lots to share with you. So let's not waste any time, let's dive right into the weekly update covering days 62 through 84 of this grow. Alright, let's talk about days 63 through 70. During this time, my Amethyst Frost Haze was still on bloom nutrients, running 30 milliliters each part A and part B of CropSalt Bloom Concentrate. After the flush I did in the last episode, she seemed to have stabilized really well. The yellowing stopped progressing and she started putting some serious weight. Day by day I could see her getting chunkier and chunkier. It's always rewarding to watch those buds start to bulk up and sparkle. But now that she's building momentum, it's time to prepare for the next step. Flushing. As I switch from bloom to cake in my CropSalt regimen, this marks the final push towards ripening, and I'm excited to see how she responds to this new feeding plan. So far everything's been running smoothly, and I'm optimistic about how she's shaping up. Alright, let's talk about days 70 through 84 now, and I'll go into the specifics of flushing a little later. But for now, all you need to know is that during these days, my Amethyst Frost Haze is getting nothing but cake from CropSalt regimen. These weeks are all about maximizing flavor and terpenes, and I'm adjusting everything to make that happen. For the DLI, or Daily Light Integral, I'm starting to dial it down. This part is super important. As you approach the final weeks of flower, it's crucial to reduce DLI from 45 down to 40, then 36, and finally 32. Why? It helps you prevent your plant from herming under stress and allows it to focus on building those beautiful trichomes and terpenes. These compounds can be super volatile under high light intensity, so lowering the DLI gives your plant a chance to recover, dense up, and develop rich flavors and aromas. Now, I know some growers might hear this and think I'm speaking blasphemy. Hey, that's okay. Remember, I'm just a home grower, I'm not Canucks the GOAT. The goal of this series has always been to share my growing process because I get so many questions about what I do. I thought it'd be cool to give back to the growing community by sharing everything. No paywalls, no secrecy, I'm just a grower like you, and I pay for all my equipment out of pocket. As for Amethyst Frost Haze, she's looking really nice. If I were to grade this run, I give it a solid C. I know I could have done better. Keeping a closer eye on my cocoa drying out, managing pH levels, and removing my UV light earlier during week 5 would have been way better. But here's the thing, mistakes make us better, and every grow is a learning experience. And these mistakes will help me make my next harvest even dankier. So it's all part of the process. Don't ever give up. For me, growing is an art. And like Bob Ross said, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. And hey, this grow with all its ups and downs has been one big happy accident, and I'm okay with that. And that's it for this week's update. I'm gonna go and let her grow for another week. She's still eating, and I don't think Amethyst Frost Haze is quite done yet. For me, it's not just about growing high THC, I grow for CBN as well. But that, my friends, is a story for another time.
Pop quiz. Why is it important to keep the cocoa medium moist and avoid letting it dry out completely during the grow? Is it A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is D, which is A and C. Cocoa coir retains salt from nutrients, and if it dries out completely, these salts can accumulate and cause nutrient lockout. Additionally, drying out disrupts the buffering capacity of cocoa. Keeping it moist ensures consistent nutrient availability and root zone stability. Back to the show.
Alright, let's dive into a topic that sparks a lot of debate in the growing community. Flushing. Before you line up in the comment section with your torches and pitchforks, hear me out. Remember, I'm just a home grower sharing my personal experiences, so let's keep it friendly and informative. Why I flush. For me, flushing is all about improving the taste and smoothness of the final product. In my earlier grows, I noticed that plants that didn't undergo a proper flush tended to have a green or harsh flavor. Through experimentation, I found that reducing nitrogen in the final weeks led to a smoother, more enjoyable smoke. Essentially, flushing helps remove excess nitrogen from the leaves, which is what I believe enhances the overall quality of the herb. The science behind flushing, though, is another thing. Let's touch on that a little bit. A study done by RX Green Technologies evaluated the effects of different flushing times on cannabis quality, and they found no significant difference in yield, potency, or terpene content between plants flushed for various durations, including those not flushed at all. Interestingly, taste test panelists tended to prefer the flavor of unflushed flower. Yeah, figures, right? Weird. This suggests that the benefits of flushing might be more subjective than previously thought. However, personal preference plays a significant role, and many growers, including myself, continue to flush because we perceive it as an improvement in taste and smoothness. Introducing CropSalt Cake. During the final 2 weeks, I switched to CropSalt Cake, a specialized finisher designed for the flushing phase. Unlike traditional flushing with plain water, Cake contains zero nitrogen, focusing on stripping nitrogen from the root zone while still supplying critical nutrients that promote weight, color, terpenes, and overall bag appeal. By eliminating nitrogen and providing essential nutrients, CropSalt Cake aims to enhance the final quality of the buds without the potential drawbacks of plain water. At 30 milliliters per gallon, that's basically what I feed my plant, along with the easy to flow. That's all that's going in my reservoir tank as of now. My takeaway is, at the end of the day, I grow for personal enjoyment and experimentation. While the scientific community may not fully endorse flushing, I found that it works for me. Growing is both an art and a science, and part of the journey is discovering what techniques align with your goals and preferences. There's no right or wrong way to do it, really. You can flush with water, you can flush with bat poop, you can flush with bird poop, you can flush with seagull poop. Try them all, you know, you don't have to do it one way specifically. Experiment, mess around with it, have fun. Remember, there's no right, wrong way when it comes to growing your own medicine, alright? It's yours, you're the one smoking it, I'm not the one. So, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. Alright.
Pop quiz. During the flowering phase, what is the primary reason for lowering the DLI daily light integral in the final weeks of growth? Is it A, B, C, or D? Think about it. The answer is B. Yep, lowering the DLI in the final weeks of flowering helps reduce stress on the plant, allowing it to focus on developing trichomes and terpenes, which are crucial for flavor, aroma, and potency. Now you know. Back to the show. Well, you're not entertained? Well, then hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and comment. Seriously, comment anything. I don't care. Oh, and don't forget to share this with your friends. Spread the word. Back to the show.
Alright, Gromies, now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, viewer questions. I love hearing from you and answering all the amazing, sometimes challenging, and always interesting questions you send my way. Let's dig in and see what you've been asking this week. Whether you're a seasoned grower or just starting out, there's always something to learn. Alright, we got a question from Top Secret Traveler who asks, can you be more exact just so I be sure? You said use 3 gallons, is that 3.9 gallons or 9.2 gallons? And I wanted to try CropSalt, but unfortunately they don't ship to the EU. Huh, that's a good question. So to clarify, this question is about my pot size, and I'm using a 3-gallon pot from AC Infinity, and these are the fabric pots. I ended up trying to see if they fit in the Autopot XL system, and they do fit. So there's a little quick tip for you guys. The 2.4 gallon pots are great too, but I find the larger size gives me a bit more breathing room in terms of watering and nutrient uptake. However, I find that I'm going to be switching it up to the plastic pot, so maybe that'll be a little different, but that's another story. As for CropSalt, yeah, they don't ship to the EU, and that's really a bummer. I recommend reaching out to them directly to see if they have any plans to expand shipping out there, or maybe there's a distributor you might check stock in their product near you. In the meantime, there's plenty of nutrient lines that work well, so don't let that stop you from growing amazing plants. Thanks for the question, I hope that clears it up. Next up, we got a question from Log Harvey who asked, do you let a pot sit without the valve on for a while to dry out a little, or do you put it straight back on in the valve as normal? Great question. When I flush my auto pots, I usually let the pot sit for about 3 hours before I turn the reservoir back on. This gives the medium a chance to settle and ensures there's no immediate oversaturation after the flush. Once I'm confident the root zone has a bit of time to stabilize, I switch the reservoir back on and I let the auto pot system take over as usual. Thanks for asking, I hope that helps clarify my process. Alright, here's an interesting one from Jericho Coldtree7993, who shares their thoughts on defoliation. Taking off leaves is unnecessary. If what you say is true, your flowers will be bigger. These plants aren't stupid, they can transfer energy captured by leaves to any part of the plant where it needs it. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing your perspective. I completely understand that not everyone agrees with defoliation. It's definitely one of those topics that spark debate in the growing community. For me, the main reason I defoliate is to manage humidity and improve airflow in my grow space. It helps reduce the risk of mold and other moisture related issues, especially during the flowering, when dense canopies can trap humidity. Additionally, I can defoliate to ensure that light penetration reaches the lower bud size and encourages those nugs to develop instead of being overshadowed by large fan leaves. It's not about stripping a plant of energy, it's about focusing its resources where I want them. On top of that, I want top quality nugs. That said, I'm always open to experimenting and learning, and I think that's what makes growing so interesting. Everyone has their own style and methods that work best for them, and this is just my way of growing, and I appreciate you sharing your take. Let's keep the conversation going. After all, we're all here just to grow and learn. Alright, next question is from SwatsCollins21. What's the least amount of time you've given the cake? I think I'm about to chop after 2 days of water and only 5 of cake. That is such an interesting question. It's something I've been pondering myself, honestly. The way CropSalt Cake works is by stripping nitrogen from the plant while providing only the vital nutrients it needs in the last weeks of flower. This helps improve the flavor, smoothness, and overall quality of the nugs. Now, I've been running cake for the last 2 weeks of flower in my grows, but I often wonder how things might turn out if I reduce the time just by 1 week. I haven't tried it yet, but I can't say for sure how the results would compare. But I'm really curious to hear how your bud would fare. In just 5 days with cake and 2 days of water, please let me know. Alright folks, it's time to introduce this week's special guest. Joining us today is the amazing Da.Mad.Scientist, a phenomenal autoflower grower with a wealth of knowledge to share. He's here to drop some valuable tips for both new growers and seasoned pros, because no matter how long you've been growing, there's always something new to learn. Make sure to give him a follow over on X or Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on his growth. And without further ado, let's introduce Da.Mad.Scientist.
Hey Gromies, Mad Scientist here from the Grow Lab. Just making a little video here for my boy Nova. He asked me to go over some stuff with you guys, and that's what I plan to do. Quick shout out to Nova and his show. He does a great job. You guys should be following him over on all of his platforms. Nova's he's got a great stick going. So first, what's one thing new home growers should always know? Me personally, the way I grow, I think all home growers should know how to hand water. Once you learn how to hand water and understand the feeding of the plant and the NPK, then everything becomes a little bit easier and you can concentrate on your plants. I learned how to home grow hand watering in pots with dirt at first. And then I graduated as I learned things and I started to tinker and stuff like that. So hand watering is very, very important to learn when you're a new grower. If you were starting over, what would you do differently? Well, what I would do differently is I would make sure I spent up to my top of my budget on a better light. Lights today in your garden are so important. You really need to get a decent light. The $160 lights on Amazon, they don't cut the mustard for what I'm trying to do anyway. And most people want to do the same thing. They want to grow nice, beautiful buds. So to do that, you really need a good light that puts out a good spread, a good par, and get your plants a lot of DLI. I personally run Grandmaster Level, and I believe they're the best LED in the place out there right now. I love them. What is your favorite growing method and why? I grow in stacked rock wool, 4-inch cube on top of an 8-inch cube, sometimes a 6-inch cube on top of an 8-inch cube. It's a poor man's hydro. I feed or water twice a day till runoff. Make sure that I get about a 10% runoff and make sure everything's flowing through the rock wool very well. And once that happens, you have incredible growth. Rock wool is an inert media, so it's very similar to cocoa where it's very difficult to overwater it. So once you get your recipe down, you can just water it until it runs off and your plants will get all the nutrients and good stuff they need to become big and beautiful. If you were starting over, what would you do differently? That was done. What's the best tip for avoiding nutrient burn? I really don't try to avoid nutrient burn. I push my plants really hard. If you're going to get a really bad nutrient burn, obviously you want to higher your light up a little bit, maybe kick it down a little bit, check your pH, check your overflow, check the EC and check the pH in your overflow. Make sure that it's within range. If you're way out of whack, what I like to do is I'll do a quick flush with SLF 100 and flush the plants out. With rock wool, it's really easy. You can run 1 gallon of water through it and you'll get most of it out, and then give it a good feed with a perfect pH and a perfect EC balance. How to keep your grow environment perfect? Well, I don't try and keep my grow environment perfect because there's no such thing as perfect, but I use the ACI controllers, the Controller 69 Pro Plus right now. I can set up my whole system through that. It keeps everything clicking like a clock. It's beautiful. I find that once I set everything up, I only have to make a few adjustments throughout the grow. And it's a wonder thing for everybody, especially new growers. It really takes a lot of the tough work out of it. I stay 80-60. That's where I like to stay throughout the grow till the last week of flower or so, 2 weeks of flower. I like to kick it down to 70 and 50, get a little bit of color in there and boost the trichomes. To me, that's a perfect environment, one that I can control and one that I can make sure that the plants like, and they'll tell you if they like it or not. What's your must-have tool or piece of equipment? Well, I expanded on this a little bit because I believe there's a couple. You need a good pH pen. You need a good EC ppm pen. I think both of those are huge. If you're going to be growing, I don't care how you're growing, you need to know the pH and you need to know the EC or your ppms, whatever you're giving them. If you can control those in your environment at the same time, you're going to get great growth and you're going to get healthy plants. Healthy plants are huge. If your plant's not healthy, it's going to tell you. It's going to point down. It's going to have burnt tips. It's going to, you'll be able to tell by the color as well. And it'll get a green that you don't really see a lot when the plants are unhealthy, or overfed or underfed. You'll know. And then you can just test your runoff or test your dirt and go from there. The top trick for improving terpene profile. Well, for me, it's probably different than some other people because I use heavy far red at the end of flowering, also using Flavor by Ventana. Ventana is a created line. I think you can only get it at Grower's House, but it's very, very good for the plants. It acts like a polymer, and it really does help improve terpene profile. Heavy far red, it really does help with the entourage effect. It does harden up the buds, but it does improve the terpenes because you can drive it. It gives you a lot more trichomes. How do I choose the best strain for my grow? I look for the fastest, vigorous flowering plants. I grow autos only, so I'm looking for plants that grow very quick and flower and get done before 85 days. Because if you get an auto and you're in the 90s or 100 days, it's really like a fast flowering photo, honestly, because you're in 90 days. But everything today, you see all these new breeders coming out, everything is 70, 75 days, some even 60. So that means you've got to make sure you get in that turbo mode and feed them. My go-to advice for fixing a problem plant. Start with pH. Check your pH. And from there, don't panic. It's just a plant. If you're growing a photo, you have plenty of time in veg to fix that, or you can re-veg it and fix it. If you're growing an auto, still don't panic. Flush it out. Start with a perfect pH again with your 5.8 to 6.5, and make sure your EC or your ppms are in balance. Give it a couple of days and you'll see a difference. What's the key to a perfect harvest and cure? Like I said, there's no such thing as perfection in the weed game, but I dry using a moisture meter. So I hang in a tent. I cut all the branches and hang them in a tent, and I test with a moisture meter. You can pick them up on Amazon. They're like $30 and they're fantastic. Great tool to have because you don't want to go through all that grow and then mess it up in the end, because then you're going to be really upset. I tend to, anything 12% or under, it's time to take it down and start the trim. Far as cure goes, after usually most of the time my stuff is dry in 8 days, and then I go right into a dry trim and they go right into grove bags. Grove bags are phenomenal. I used to do the jars and they're okay too, but that's a lot of labor. And if you're getting 20 jars and you're going to burp all 20 jars 3 times a day or whatever in the beginning, no. Go to the grove bags. They do everything for you. Store them in a cool place that's dark and you're good to go. What's the key to a perfect... Oh, well, last one. What are your go-to genetics and why? Well, myself, I grow with Speedrun Seeds, Brother Mendel Genetics, James Loud Genetics, 420 Fast Buds, and there's a couple others. They're reliable, they're consistent. Speedrun is incredible. That stuff grows so quick, always has a great high, pretty plants, good yields, because I'm always looking for a pound a plant, or at least 2.5 pounds per light. So I grow with 1 light, the Grandmaster Level Tarantula Vulcan, and I grow 4 plants at a time in a 5x5. And with the genetics that I use, I fill that 5x5 out with autos every time. And I have not gotten less than 2 pounds out of that tent since I got it. So those are big. Reliable genetics, good reputation. Talk to your grow-me's on all your different public sites and ask them, who are you using? There's plenty of good genetics out there, but I like to go direct to breeder. I don't want to take all that time. So to wrap things up, again, thank you to Nova for bringing me on the show. Thank you to Speedrun Seeds and Brother Mendel's for the sponsorship. You guys are all awesome. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner in crime, my partner in the Da.Mad.Scientist, James Teasley. Thanks, bro. Everybody, peace, stay high.
Before we dive into Planet Dank, a big thank you to our guests for sharing those awesome growing tips. It's always a treat to learn from someone in the community. If you're hopping off now, I just want to say thank you for your support and for being part of this amazing growing community. I feel incredibly lucky to share this journey with you all. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated. That really means a lot. Follow me on X and Instagram for daily updates, and check out my beacons.ai/Novacotton portal. I've got discount codes for all the gear that I use, including Autopots, AC Infinity, Speedrun Seeds, CropSalt, and more. Supporting those codes helps me continue this journey to grow Dank, so definitely check it out. And hey, stay till the end of the episode to catch my secret endings. You won't want to miss them. Stay happy, be healthy, and as always, keep on growing. See you next time.
Without plants, we're fucked. And all life on Earth is double fucked. They give us oxygen, food, and shelter. Basically, plants are nature's sugar daddies, keeping us alive and well fed. For centuries, humans have been straight up obsessed with these green bastards, amazed by their mysterious powers and infinite uses. From ancient rituals where people practically bowed down to leafy gods, to modern science poking them like lab rats, plants have been running shit way before we even figured out fire. But beyond the debates and discussions lies a fascinating world of natural science waiting to be explored. The plant's biology is as intriguing as its history. Join us as we delve into the hidden depths of the cannabis plant, uncovering the secrets of its remarkable root and shoot systems. These systems are the foundation of its resilience and adaptability. Like all plants, cannabis relies on a complex interplay between its roots and shoots to survive and thrive. This dynamic relationship is key to its success. Roots and shoots, these two badasses keep the plant alive. Roots dig in, suck up nutrients and hold shit together, while shoots reach for the light like a stoner chasing their next hit. Getting this balance right is the key to growing kick-ass, thriving cannabis. Nail it, and you're not just growing weed, you're unlocking the full, badass potential of this legendary plant. Beneath the dirt, there's a secret underground network busting its arse 24/7, making sure plants don't keel over and die. Meet the cannabis root system, the dank hero and lifeline of the plant, keeping it healthy, thriving, and ready to pump out those sticky-ass buds. These roots are the plant's lifeline, locking it down and chugging nutrients like a goddamn champ. No roots, no chance, just a dead-ass plant. Cannabis roots, like those of other plants, are covered in tiny hair-like structures called root hairs, which dramatically increase their surface area. These root hairs are crucial for the plant's ability to take in nutrients efficiently. The increased surface area is like the plant slapping down 100 straws into the soil, sucking up every drop of water and mineral goodness it can find. It's how the plant bulks up and stays in fighting shape. Those nutrients get hustled around the plant like VIP guests at an all-you-can-eat buffet, delivering the goods that build strong stems, lush leaves and juicy buds. It's the lifeline that keeps the whole operation running and thriving. The root system is like the plant's secret pantry, stockpiling energy reserves to survive when shit gets rough. It's this stash that keeps the plant alive and kicking even in the worst conditions. While roots are busting their asses underground like unpaid interns, cannabis shoots stretch skyward, soaking up sunlight like freeloaders at an all-you-can buffet, turning those rays into sweet, sweet photosynthesis fuel. Shoots include the stems, leaves and flowers, basically the show-off parts of the plant, each pulling their weight to keep the plant thriving and cranking out the good stuff. The stems are like the plant's spine, keeping it standing tall and proud so it can soak up all the sunlight it needs to flex and thrive. Leaves, the plant's little solar panels, trap sunlight and turn it into sugary rocket fuel, keeping the whole operation powered and ready to grow. Fueling growth and cranking out cannabinoids, terpenes and all the other goodies that make cannabis the dank legend it is. Fuck yeah, press that like button. Roots and shoots are the plant's ride or die crew. Roots slurp the good shit, shoots turn sunlight into power. Together, they crank out that dank green magic. Roots run on the sugary fuel shoots crank out during photosynthesis, like a sugar high for plants. No sweet stuff, no growth, no badass root action. In turn, shoots depend on the water and nutrients absorbed by the roots to maintain their structure and carry out essential functions. Without these nutrients, the shoots would not be able to grow and produce leaves. This intricate exchange is facilitated by a specialized vascular system that acts as a plant-wide transportation network. This system ensures that resources are efficiently distributed throughout the plant. Water and nutrients sucked up by the roots shoot through the xylem like a damn plant superhighway, fueling the leaves and shoots up top where all the action happens. Meanwhile, the sugars from the shoots flow down through the phloem, feeding the roots and keeping the whole plant jacked up with energy like a sweet-ass power grid. This sweet-ass resource hustle keeps every part of the plant locked and loaded, thriving like a boss. It's this badass harmony that keeps the whole green machine alive and kicking. What sets cannabis apart? When it comes to cannabis, the buds may get all the glory, but the real MVPs, the roots, baby. Cannabis roots aren't your average plant plumbing. Nah, these bad boys start with a taproot that dives straight down into the soil like it's on a mission to hit rock bottom. From there, lateral roots branch out, building a nutrient-sucking empire. They're the blue-collar backbone of your grow, digging deep and wide to pull up every last drop of water and nutrient they can find. No surface-level freeloading here. These roots are workaholics. In cultivation, the root zone is treated like a sacred temple, or let's be honest, like a diva backstage before a concert. Cocoa choir, hydroponics, air pots, you name it. Growers go all out to make sure these roots stay happy. Adding mycorrhizae or beneficial bacteria. That's like giving them a protein shake before leg day. The roots and shoots of the cannabis plant are like the plant's dirty little power couple. Roots slurp, shoots flex, and together they're pure green engineering porn. Their teamwork is a chaotic masterpiece. Roots hustling nutrients, shoots pumping out energy. All while the plant plays highway traffic cop to keep the whole show running like a well-oiled weed machine. By understanding the complex relationship between these two essential components, cultivators can create optimal growing conditions that allow cannabis plants to reach their full potential. As we keep peeling back the layers of this badass plant, it's like nature's flipping us off, saying, "You thought you knew me?" It's a mic drop moment for the sheer genius of Earth's wild design. And with that, we end this episode. Remember, stay happy, be healthy, and keep on growing. Oh, right, and please, for the love of God, subscribe, comment would be fucking amazing.
I didn't
But you
take
ate
your
my
sandwich.
sandwich,
No,
and I know you ate my sandwich, Jung.
My name's Suzanne.
Yeah, I don't believe her.
Name it. I'm tired of
Why?
you. You always take my
Well,
shit,
I
bitch.
said
You
I'm married.
always take
Here,
it.
I made you another
No,
one.
this sandwich has no shrimp.
Night, and the plants just dance. Autoflowers take their chance.